Thank you, Chairman. Of course, I support a new distribution channel so that there can be more choice for brokers and investors. However, you have mentioned a few challenges here, and then you do not have any answer on diversification of business and also expanding a distribution channel for Hong Kong asset management industry. For investors, any channel that is convenient, well, they will welcome, so long as you have enough public education to tell them the relative risks and also benefits. Well, I think they will know how to choose. However, I'm more concerned about the brokers. As said by Mr. Christopher Zhang, you should have give a fair level playing field for brokers and banks alike. So, how can you lower the cost, setup costs of brokerages? Because if there are too many hurdles and too many, if the compliance cost is too much, then they may not be able to afford it. We want to expand the market for brokers. Have you considered how you can really increase the market share of brokers? Because according to your paper, the participation is much higher in other places, including Japan and Korea. Have you studied how come there is this difference in behavior between different jurisdictions? Thank you, Mr. Chen, for your question. First, the ability of brokers and also the supporting infrastructure. We understand that brokers are very enthusiastic in with this proposal to establish an exchange distribution platform. So we know that they are very committed. And secondly, well, we have the following arrangements. First, we will communicate with brokers the setup of the platform so as to facilitate the trade, covering both the brokers and also the fund managers and also the issuers.
Because they are the two ends of the transaction. And so we have to communicate with them as to the design of the platform, how it would facilitate their operations, and also concerning documentation, can that be standardized so that the flow and the process can be easier so that individual funds and brokers do not need to have lengthy discussions on the documentation before the trade or the sale can be done. So that's one point. Now perhaps Ms. James can talk about the training of personnel and the communication with the brokerage industry. You know that we have funding for the development of asset management center in Hong Kong, and one of the objectives of that funding is for the training of the brokerage industry or the financial or asset management personnel. There can be application for training funds. Perhaps we can build that into it as well. Mr. Shipman, please.
Thank you. I would like to also highlight that we have a number of initiatives with industry associations such as the Hong Kong Securities Institute that are engaged in education of the investment management and financial sector community. And as Ms. Yan was highlighting, there is, when we are developing new ground, as it were, or businesses in the financial sector are entering into a new space, then this is an entirely appropriate area to liaise with industry associations such as the Hong Kong SI, of which we have provided support over the years to ensure that financial participants are training their staff and personnel to ensure that they have knowledge of, importantly, the regulations that will apply in situations such as this initiative, but also ensuring that they have a fuller understanding and basis of, in a professional sense, of the underlying products which will be sold. And again, this is good, we believe, for investor outcomes, and of course, importantly, it aids with the important regulatory outcomes which are, of course, of paramount importance to us at the SFC.